Beyond the smokescreen, smoking is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. This is about 1 in 5 deaths. Smokers are more likely than non-smokers to develop heart disease, stroke, and lung cancer. More than 10 times as many U.S. citizens have died prematurely from cigarette smoking than have died in all the wars fought by the United States during its history. And not to mention, the risk of dying from cigarette smoking has increased over the last 50 years in men and women in the United States. Take a look at these examples. On the left side, you'll see healthy parts, and on the right, you'll see body parts that are used by smokers. This shows the heart, lungs, and mouth. As you can see, there is a major difference between the two. And yes, this is real. Take a look at some of these quotes from experts. Smokers smoke because they are addicted to nicotine in cigarettes, but it is the smoke, not the nicotine, which causes a long list of diseases, including lung cancer, heart disease, stroke, and emphysema. This comes from New York State Health Commissioner. Nicotine is the addictive ingredient in cigarettes that keeps smokers hooked, but it's not the ingredient that harms smokers' health. It's disgraceful that year after year, Congress has bowed to a tobacco lobby and refused to act. Meet Annette. She experimented with cigarettes as a teenager, smoking occasionally, but by the time she turned 20, Annette was a regular smoker. When she was 50 years old, Annette heeded her granddaughter's advice and quit cold turkey after having smoked for more than 30 years. But by then, she had already had cancer. At age 52, Annette went to the doctor because she was having difficulty breathing and was diagnosed with lung cancer, so advanced it was necessary to remove one of her lungs. A few years later, she was diagnosed with oral cancer, and surgery was once again required. Today, at age 57, Annette is smoke-free and cancer-free. This is Brandon. He's 31 years old, and he started smoking in his mid-teens. And by the time he was 18 years old, he was diagnosed with Buerger's disease, a disorder linked to tobacco use that causes blood vessels in the hands and feet to become blocked, and can result in infection or gangrene. 9 years later, after losing both his legs and several fingertips to this terrible disease, he quit smoking for good, smoke-free for 4 years now. Brandon hasn't had any more amputations, but he still must manage the consequences of being a dumpy amputee. Ellie enjoys singing and playing the guitar. She loves people and is an active member of the LGBT communities. In her mid-30s, Ellie was diagnosed with asthma. Ellie never smoked, but worked as a bartender in a bar that allowed smoking. Her doctor said her asthma attacks were triggered by secondhand smoke, breathing other people's cigarette smoke. In 1990, she remembers having her first asthma attack. I had trouble breathing. It was terrifying. After several hospital visits and on the advice of her doctor, she felt she had no choice but to quit her job and find a job where she wouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke. Even though she feels better now, Ellie was sad to leave a job she loved. Everyone deserves to work in a smoke-free workplace, she says. This is Wilma. Wilma can't point to a specific person. She started smoking cigarettes. Her siblings smoked, and by her early teens, she was sneaking cigarettes from her sister, beginning an addiction that would last 30 years. In her mid-40s, Wilma decided that she needed to stop smoking. After several unsuccessful attempts to quit in the past, Wilma quit for good in 2007. She threw out her lighters and ashtrays and started exercising more. She got advice from her doctor and used a prescription to help. She also got support through an online program. Today, at 49 years old, she enjoys activities and a lifestyle she never dreamed of as a smoker. Remember, the choices you make today will determine tomorrow's path.